I want to teach you a secret. Your business loan can pay itself back off. Not your paycheck, not your savings. The loan pays the loan off. Watch carefully, because everybody wants to be able to talk about how to go out and get money from the banks, but nobody showed you guys what to be able to do when the money actually hits. Because they say things like, oh, you have to be able to pay it back off. Yes, but you don't have to use your own money in order to be able to do it. See, the wealthy people out in the world, they never pay a business off using their personal income. So let's talk about exactly how do they do it? How do I not only go out and allow the loan to pay itself back off, but how do I keep this money? We're about to get ready to go on and go over it all inside of this video today. So let's get to it. Biggest mistake most entrepreneurs make is the same mistake I made over 6 years ago when I created my first business going inside the rental arbitrage industry, Airbnb. I had got funded over $11,700. And what I did was I spent that entire money in order to be able to get the location, get the furniture, and get everything posted on Airbnb. However, I didn't calculate when the profits were going to actually start coming in, which wasn't until 3 months later. So the biggest mistake I made was I had to start paying out my own money. I had to start paying out my own money to pay the loan back off until my profits actually started showing from that second Airbnb that I had. Biggest mistake. So let's talk about this, all right? What does the average entrepreneur do, right? Let's say that we get a $25,000 business loan, right? Average entrepreneur, what they usually end up doing with that $25,000 is they think that this whole entire thing should be invested inside of their business. But let me tell you guys something. Your business plan does not always turn out how you think it's going to turn out. So you have to always be thinking about what is the most strategic way in order to be able to invest my money to where I not only have money to invest with my business, but I have a downside. I have a safety net, okay? So most entrepreneurs, they take the whole $25,000 and they invest it inside of their business. Wrong way to be able to do it. Instead, I want to allow the loan to pay itself back off. Now, how do I do that? All right, it's definitely not going to be taking the entire $25,000 and investing inside of your business, because if the plan doesn't go right, you're just going to be like shitting bricks, okay? Now, I told you guys, it's usually the information that we don't have access to what costs us every single day, all right? It's the information that you don't have access to what causes you to be in the same position you were in last year. And if you don't want to be there, we need to keep obtaining new information that's going to get us to new heights and new levels, baby, all right? So what do I do with this $25,000 instead? Or how do I allow it to pay itself back off? What I first want to be able to do is I don't want to go out and create one business checkers account, okay? I want to go out and create two. This is how we're going to start this method off, okay? I want to go out and create two business checkers accounts. Now, here we go. One of these accounts are going to be for what we put the loan money to pay itself back off in, okay? So this is going to be the loan money, okay? Another account is going to be your actual investment account, okay? Now, here's the thing. There's going to be two in total ways in order to allow the loan to pay itself back off. We're going to start with number one right here, okay? We get the $25,000, all right, in approval. What we want to be able to do is we're going to first get the payment. Let's say that the payment every single month on the $25,000 is about $700 a month, okay? So boom, we got the payment. In order to allow the loan to pay itself back off, I want to simply take 12 months of these payments right here. So I want to times 700 times 12, okay? 700 times 12, that is $8,400. See, I don't even need a calculator. I done master paper. Don't even need a calculator. I done master paper. All right. So that's $8,400. Okay. Now, what we want to be able to do is we want to allow the loan to pay itself back off. So I want to take a year's worth of payments. And guess what I want to do? I want to go dump it over here inside of the account where the loan is supposed to pay itself back off. And I want to set it on auto pay. That way I don't have to look at the account. I just know it's being paid off for an entire year. And what I have left over from the $25,000, okay, is what we're actually going to be investing, okay? 16, okay, let's hopefully you guys can see this very good, okay? What we have left, we're gonna put it down here, okay? What we have left is going to be $16,000 and 600, okay? So that's what we actually have left over. This entire money is what you actually start investing. Now you have a year's worth of payments plugged inside of one account. And here's the thing. All right, Rich, the loan is only paying itself back out for a year. It's not paying itself back in total. This is why we're going to speak about the end of this video, how to be the person that actually keeps it. What method do I use in order to be able to keep this money cycling to where the loan pays itself back off? So you guys definitely want to stick into the end. And if you have not hit that subscribe button, make sure you do so. Show your boy some love inside this video today. Okay, so we got the first way to be able to do it. Allow the loan to pay itself back off. Now, let's go on the second. Okay. What's the second way in order to be able to do that? Because what if I actually need in total $25,000? That's great. Okay. What if I need the entire $25,000? I can't afford in order to be able to take off $8,400 from that 25. That's completely fine, right? That's why there's a second way in order to be able to do it. Work with me, check. We're going to end up getting an eraser for you guys. But I'm hoping you guys are loving this information. If you have made it to this part, okay, drop some fire signs for me inside of that comment section and let me know that you made it all the way to this part of the video, okay? Make sure that's extra dry. Extra dry. Hold on. All right, so here we go. Second way to be able to do it, okay, is we get the $25,000. Okay? Now here's the thing. Underwriters are going to be usually the people that's approving you for these amounts, okay? So if you need the entire $25,000 and our payment, okay, our payment every single month is $700. I want to be able to go back, whether you did it through, whether you did it online or whether you did it through the phone, right? I want to call back that underwriter and I want to increase the amount. So I still want to take a year worth of payments. I want to be able to add on, okay? I want to add on what it takes a year of payments. So I want to add on that $8,400, okay? I want to add on that $8,400. into the $25,000. All right. And this is what I'm going to be telling the underwriter that I need. Now, in total, that is going to be your year's worth of payment. Okay. Now, here's the only thing with this. When the underwriter is increasing your payment, when they're increasing what you're actually getting funded for your company, the payment actually might increase. So you might still have to be able to take a little chunk off of the $25,000, but it's going to be less than the $8,400. We're still going to use the exact same method that we did at first. We're going to open up a different business checkers accounts. We're going to plug a year's worth of payments inside that account, place it on auto pay, and allow the money to pay it back off. Now, that's great. Now, here's the thing, though. What I hear majority of the time is, hey, listen, Rich, well, all right, you still have to pay the money back off, right? After the year is up, you still have to pay the money back. No, I don't. Because the wealthy out in the world know of one method that completely goes around that. And that is the method of rinse and repeat. Drop that for me down below inside the comment section if you got it. Rinse and repeat. What does that mean, Rich? That means that if something has worked once for me, in other words, when I got my first Airbnb, right? The first Airbnb I got, it worked for me, okay? It worked for me. First Airbnb I got made me over $1,500 in profit every single month. Now, here's what the wealthy do, right? Most of us, right, like the reason why most entrepreneurs end up falling and going down with their company is because they end up going over and they're making a little bit of money from the first company they start, and they see somebody else making some money out of a different business. They're like, oh, hold on, let me go on and try that too, right? I can have two businesses, I can dip and dab, but they have not yet used the method of rinse and repeat, which says that if it has worked once, I want to keep on working that until it no longer works anymore. So that means whatever I did in order to be able to get this $1,500 every month, which I got my first Airbnb, made $1,500 in profit every single month. I simply want to rinse and repeat that method. That $1,500 now turns into $3,000. All right, that $3,000. We're gonna keep on going with this right now. All right, that $3,000 now turns into another $4,500. Okay, y'all getting what I'm saying? I keep on going with this until I'm financially free. Most people end up going inside. Now, this is just the Airbnb industry, right? I'm just giving an example of that. But if you were going inside of real estate, right? If you were inside of real estate and the average person inside of real estate makes probably about $500, $400 to $500 off each property, right? So what do? You probably laugh at them right here, right? You only making $500 a month. I get $500 for my paycheck. Good luck. But they know of the method of rinse and repeat. That means that, hey, listen, I'm making $500 off of this house every month. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse and repeat the method I just did to get that $500. I'm going to take the equity out of the house that I got and go out and buy another house. And now that $500 turns into $1,000. I've rinsed and repeated what I did, and I'm going to constantly do that until I have a portfolio and I'm financially free. So I first want to be able to allow a loan to pay itself back off, which gives me the flexibility in order to invest without having to worry about, oh, if it doesn't work, I possibly have to be able to come out my own money. On my own pocket in order to be able to do it. We don't want to worry about that. Okay? Next thing is, how do I actually keep that money? I want to invest inside of an asset. And as long as that works, I want to rinse and repeat that method so many times until I'm financially free. If it worked once, it'll work again and again and again. Most of us, we end up dipping and dabbing into different businesses, and we don't realize the reason why we haven't made $1 million out of one is because we're not focused on one. I had a guy come to me the other day and ask me a question. He's like, hey, listen, Rich, I'm struggling. Like, I got a car business, I got a t-shirt business, I got a trucking business. Like, why am I struggling? It's because you should focus on multiple businesses. Your energy is going everywhere instead of focus on one business. The most powerful weapon you can have inside of life is focus. When you're locked in and focused on one thing, oh my God, you're gonna see that one thing blow up. But if your energy is focused on here, your energy is dispersed everywhere. It's not gonna be able to focus and lock in on one thing. All right. So if I helped you guys out a lot inside of this video today, make sure you definitely let me know inside the comment section down below. And also, I help out with a lot of this, okay? If you're saying, hey, listen, Rich, I need your personal help in order to be able to take my business to the next level. There will be a description link down below. All right, it'll be inside the description or the comment section in order to get help from your boy, okay? Until next time, it's your boy, Rich Secrets, and we are out.